Welcome, everyone, to episode 72 of the Ghiyam podcast, where I talk about the energy of the week and give you practical tools, meditations, prayers, and wisdom on the types of challenges that you might be experiencing this week and how to create miracles. I want to thank you once again for all your support in sharing this podcast. I want to bring this wisdom to as many people in the world as possible. I was just sharing on Instagram Live recently that I am building this infrastructure to make as much impact as possible. In just the first year, we have grown to be one of the leading spiritual podcasts in the world. Many of you are using David AI, which is a spiritual coaching app that is able to help you get to your soul correction as fast as possible and give you practical solutions on everyday challenges from love, relationships, dating, marriage, grief, prosperity, career, purpose, reincarnation, astrology, you name it. I've trained it with thousands of hours of my content, as well as content from some of the greatest sages and books from around the world to practically get you to solutions that you're looking for. And also our courses, Infinite Soul 1, 2, and 3, which I have now made all of that pay what feels right to you. You can even pay $1 if you like. My goal is to bring this to at least 1 billion people who have heard this content within 3 years, and about 100 million people who have taken at least one course. So far, we're close to 2 million people who have been able to take either a course or a podcast. And it's an incredible feat that we have achieved together in just a little bit over a year since I started. And it's all thanks to you, my amazing community who's been so supportive. So thank you. Those of you who also, I'm sure many of you know, I'm doing a 30-day journey. These have been incredibly popular. Also, pay what feels right to you. I do 3 live webinars. I've already given one. I have 2 more coming. The second one is on December 8th. Just go to my website, sign up. You can hear the recording of the first one and then be part of the rest of the journey. It's about healing soul contracts, removing the negativity that's been blocking you in order to prepare you for the new year so that you can see miracles in your life. What is the energy of this week? What are you going to be feeling? And what is practically available in the upper world to help strengthen our connection to the power of our soul? Right now, there are people in your life that we are judging, or what the sages call giving passive evil eye to. Passive evil eye. What is passive evil eye? You believe very strongly in someone's limitations. You believe that your husband is a certain way because he's always been that way. You believe that your wife, your partner, is going to act out in a certain way or has a certain insecurity or has a certain fear. You've labeled them. You know that your friend has a certain trauma that they've dealt with. And so they will always behave a certain way when it comes to dating, or behave a certain way when they're at an event or a party or in the friend circle. If you actually look at all the people in your life, we have come to label them. We often give negative labels to people we used to date or be in relationships with. We have partial negative labels on our parents. My mom is always like this. My father is always like that. We've even labeled our children. This one is the one that doesn't listen. This is the one that is always following the rules. This one is very shy around people. So many labels we have created, and we have even created labels for ourselves, consciously and unconsciously. What are the labels that you have created for yourself? Who do you think you are? Are you someone that is incapable? Are you someone that you feel has a closed heart? Are you someone who you feel doesn't have the potential to manifest great wealth? How are you labeling yourself? The truth is, despite what your experiences have been with people and yourself, despite all the statistics and what the world is saying, it is up to you to remove all the labels and see the infinite power of every single human, including yourself. I was talking with someone about a great founder who at a very young age, in his 20s, created an incredible company, approaching close to $1 billion of revenue. Created it from scratch with no outside funding. One of the things that he tells all of his employees is I demand you to be delusional about your work. Do not listen to what the media says. Do not listen to even what the limitations are about the economy or supply chain or limitations that you hear from an innovation point of view. I want you to think out of the box. I want you to believe that anything is possible. I want you to believe that you are unlimited. I want you to believe in the unlimited potential of our products and our company and our culture. But the numbers say something different. The sales say something different. Look at the news. We have a lot to be worried about. Yes, but the greatest founders in the world, the most successful people in the world, do not listen to what other people say. They do not label and create limitations around them. Because your consciousness determines this reality. The sages say, Ein od milvado, there is only you in the light of the Creator. What does that mean? It means that no one else actually exists. So the fact that you think other people exist and their opinion matters, and as a result, you create these boxes that everybody fits in, including yourself. You're putting yourself in a box. You are closing yourself off. You're closing yourself off from the energy of the Creator and the unlimited energy of abundance and miracles that wants to come into your life. Every single day, the unlimited force of the Creator wants to give you unlimited energy. When we create these systems of who we are and what we are, there are some people that are carrying narratives of being victims, constantly being a victim, and how they were deprived and their parents didn't treat them well enough. And the economy is like this. And there's a systemic issue in the world that's causing it to be suppressed. And maybe in this 3D physical world, those things are true. But you were given the power to rise above the 3D and create whatever reality you want. I know people who have been convicted and went to prison and have on their record as felons. And they come out and they say, the world is my oyster. I have unlimited potential and power. No one's going to give them a job. Sure, it's very hard to get credit. It's very hard to start from scratch when you're a convicted felon. But because his mindset is infinite, he receives the reality, the right people, the right circumstances that make him wealthy and successful. I was speaking to someone recently. It was a woman, and she was telling me, you must admit that it is simply harder for me as a woman to make as much money as you as a man. This was the conversation we're having. And she was certain about what she was saying. I said, what do you base this on? She showed me reports, gave me statistics. She showed me accurate information that actually proved her point. Women have less opportunity, potentially make less money than men, especially in certain areas and sectors. And I said to her, I cannot argue with data that you are showing me. And yes, when people say that we're in a recession, I can't argue with that data either. There's a lot of data out there. But why are you listening to this podcast? Why are you listening to me? You should listen to CNBC. Go to CNBC and get the data. Go read the Wall Street Journal. There's data right there. The people who are listening, it's because there's a part of their soul that realizes, who cares about the data? I know I have the power to rise above all data. You see, in the playing field of the light of the Creator, all men, all women, all races, and all religions are equal. No one is at a disadvantage. Everyone plays by the same rules and has the same exact opportunity at any moment to create any life they want. I agree, in this physical world, there is racism, there's hypocrisy, there's nepotism, there's corruption, there's the economic forces of supply and demand, and all of that is very accurate. But do you want to live in the physical world? If you do, then yes, I agree with you. You are going to be at a disadvantage. But I don't think you want to live in the physical world. I think the reason why you're listening is because a part of you knows how powerful you are. Part of you knows that you can determine your reality. Yes, you have past life tikkun, soul corrections that are trying to convince you otherwise. There is a negative force in the world that we call the Satan, right? It's not Satan. It's Satan. It's a name that was given to the angel that opposes us 5,000 years ago. It is just an angel, a positive one disguised as a negative one to oppose us so that we can earn the light. That force will also try to convince you that you are limited and that all these other people are limited and this one doesn't like you and this one is judging you. You know how many times you think someone's judging you? Nobody's judging you. You know why you think they're judging you? Because you're judging them. That's always how it is. You think someone's judging you? It's only because you're judging them. Nobody's even thinking about you. Everyone's moved on with their life and you're still thinking about your ex. Your ex has moved on and you're still thinking about them. Everyone's moved on. You know, someone told me that they had a baby and then there was a miscarriage and they're still thinking about the baby. Listen, it's painful. I've been through it 4 times, but the baby has moved on. And not only that, but the baby's trying to come back into your life, but cannot because you're still thinking about the old reality instead of being present in the moment and happy and appreciative for everything you have now. Because once you do, then the soul of that baby can come back to you. That's what the sages say. So we're not trying to diminish the pain. We're actually trying to understand how we can use the pain to elevate our soul to create the life that we want. You have the power, if you choose to utilize this power, to create the destiny of your dreams at any moment. You are not at a disadvantage. You are not hurt. You have not been taken advantage of. Well, but I have. Look at the abuse. I went through abuse. Easy for you to say. I didn't have parents that supported me. I didn't have this lifestyle or that privilege or even these words. They are all accurate. But do you want to live in this physical world? Somebody told me they were talking about this word privilege. And they say, you see, these people have privilege. That's why it's easier for them to make money. These people don't have the privilege. These people weren't raised in such a family. I mean, look, we can sit here and argue and be philosophical all day long. I say, what do you want? I say, I want a good life. I want to have abundance that I don't have to think about endlessly. I want it to come in. I want to have love. I want to have happiness. I said, okay, do you want to have a debate and philosophy discussion about privilege, or do you want to know how to access the light? I said, listen, right now you can access the light. You can have all those things. Or you can sit here. We can start a debate club and just talk about privilege and history and systemic this and all that. And you'll just be talking about it for the rest of your life, but you'll be miserable. I remember when I went to UCLA, I was 18 years old. And I had just started studying Kabbalah when I was 15. And I have the best mentors and teachers in the world. So when I went to UCLA, I saw, wow, there's a Kabbalah class at UCLA. So I said, well, this is going to be very interesting. I went to the class. I was bored out of my mind. It was a UCLA professor teaching me academic jargon about the history and philosophy of Kabbalah. While meanwhile, I'd leave my class at UCLA, I'd go study with my actual teacher who, when he taught me Kabbalah, he basically said, connect with the light. Darkness goes away. Well, how do I do that? Act like the light. Have certainty. Overcome your reactive nature. Take responsibility for everything. Become like God. What would God do? Turn on the light. And then I go back to my UCLA class, and I remember seeing how sad the professor was. The professor didn't have miracles in his life. At some point, I remember people were even talking about that he himself wasn't fulfilled and didn't have happiness, but at least intellectually, he was able to teach about the wisdom. So that is the difference of living in the physical world. We can talk about Kabbalah all day. We can talk about the history of all things. We can even become very religious people. But the point is, are we connecting to the light of the Creator to remove our darkness? So many of us are holding on to things that are not serving our ability to create miracles. Why? Because it's unfair what happened, and so I need to think about it forever. It's unfair what they did to me, so I need to hold on to it and tell everyone about how unfair it was. They took away years of my life. I need to tell you about it all the time. I need to be angry about it. And notice how I always have to go back and forth. We cannot minimize pain. We should always process pain. But when we talk to our friends for the 50th time about the problem we went through, we're not processing pain. We are trying to receive instant gratification and take energy from our friends to sustain victim consciousness. If you're going to your friend and saying, hey, listen, I'm upset right now. I feel I was hurt and taken advantage of, and I want to spend the next 20 minutes for you to help me to take full responsibility for my pain, break this once and for all, help me fully feel my pain, not run away from it, so that I can heal. That's a different discussion. But when you complain about your situation or you vent for the 50th time, you have to know your negative side here. It's called the klipot. That's what it's called. We learned about it in Your Infinite Soul too. The klipot are like parasites that need energy. And so the parasites make you crave saying evil speech so that it can get some energy. For example, if you have parasites in your body, the parasites need sugar to survive in your body. So the parasites make you crave sugar. Now you're looking at a donut, you want to eat the donut. Your body actually doesn't want the donut. Your body actually is like, bro, I'm okay. I don't need a donut. I can live without a donut. I mean, our ancestors for thousands of years lived without donuts and they looked pretty good and they were pretty healthy. But no, we need a donut all of a sudden. No, you don't need a donut. Your parasites inside of you, because maybe you ate some raw fish and now you have parasites, they say, give me a donut. Now, if you give the parasites the donut, what happens to the parasites? They get stronger. And what do you think they want the next day? They want another donut. And this becomes the life of eating donuts. But if you say to the parasites, you know what? I'm going to starve you. I'm not going to give you the energy you want. And you not only say no to the donut, but you actually go through a cleanse. The parasites get flushed out, and now you don't ever crave the donut anymore because those negative forces inside of you don't exist. That's the same thing about being a victim and living in the 3D world and blaming people. Every day that we hold on to a grudge, every day that we think something is unfair, every day that we believe someone did us wrong and they need to pay for it, they need to suffer, even subconsciously, even very unconscious. Sometimes unconsciously, you want to see your ex suffer. You want to see that business partner who took advantage of you. You want them to fall on their face. You would never say that to anyone, but when they do, you're kind of secretly happy. You see your friend in a relationship. You're not in a relationship. And you've been doing all this work and your friend's done nothing. And now she's met this great guy or he's met this great girl. You're happy for them. And then you find out that they're breaking up. You tell your friend, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It must be so painful. But you're kind of happy that now they're suffering right there with you. This desire. This is parasites. This is spiritual parasites. This is the klipot. And what's happening is every day that we are happy for other people to suffer, secretly. Every day that we are complaining about something that's going on in our life, every day that we are saying we are limited because of our financial position, because of our family position, because of our religion, because of our race, because of this happened and that happened, all these things. Every time you think something is unfair and then you talk about it or you react to it, you are feeding the parasites that are the parasites of limited consciousness that are shrinking your vessel and then causing you not to have miracles in your life. And all you need to do is let that all go and say, I want to be like the light. Well, what's going to happen then? You don't worry about what's going to happen then. Everything you've ever wanted will happen. Well, show me, prove it to me. That's that same parasite saying, I'm not going to change until you show me it's going to work. Let that parasite go too. Just say, you know what? I'm going to live my life like the light right now, every day, unconditionally, even if I don't get what I want. Just be that person. Don't be that person conditionally. Don't be a happy, constructive person of certainty who feels wholeness, who is genuinely trying to make the lives of other people better only if you get what you want, when you want it, how you want it. Now you're not like the light. This is transactional. This is an agenda. It's actually the worst kind of parasite. The worst kind of parasite is the one that's smiling to everyone, helping everyone, but they have this deep agenda to be liked, or this agenda to it's all about them. Or they want to be a savior. There's some people that get depressed if they can't save someone one day. I need somebody to save. I need a problem to solve. I actually don't, you know what's the problem with those kind of people? Those kind of people hope that their friends suffer so that they can be there for their friends. The person with the savior soul correction secretly hopes, listen very carefully, that their friends suffer so that the friend picks up the phone and calls them and asks you, the savior, for advice. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Talk to me. What's going on? How can I help? And now you feel so important. You feel like you have a purpose. But if nobody called you because everyone's life was great, would you be happy about that? Or would you feel like bored? Would you feel that you are not important because of nobody to help? Is every therapist praying that their patients stop coming to them because they are healed? Think about that for a moment. You know, somebody said something interesting to me, and I really had to think about it. In my other business, Mary Ruth Organics, our number one selling product is a hair growth product. It's the number one hair growth product in the nation. A lot of our revenue comes from this product. Someone said to me, if science came out with a solution for baldness, meaning you could take a pill and all your hair would grow back, thicker, beautiful, shiny, like you were 18 years old again. How would you feel about that? Essentially what they're saying is if science came out with a cure for baldness, I would lose half my revenue. My net worth overnight would disappear by 50% at least. Am I secretly praying every day that there isn't a cure for baldness? I had to ask myself this question. And it's very unconscious. If I were to do that, that means that everything that I am teaching is nonsense, worthless, and it's just all a charade. If I secretly hope that the world stays bald so that I can sell hair growth products and make money, even if I use that money to bring Kabbalah to the world, that is the epitome of evil, masked by altruism. So I have to pray every day that the scientists figure out baldness. So what happens to my life? What happens to my money? I have to then say, well, if the creator would desire everyone to look good, feel good, and have hair and have a cure for baldness, and I'm acting like the creator, I'm not going to worry about my sustenance. Somehow the creator will arrange that the revenue or the money, if that's meant for me, will come in a different way. But that's the spiritual work. I have to pray for a cure for baldness, knowing very well that all my money is coming from selling products for hair growth. Every plastic surgeon needs to wake up hoping that everyone has a beautiful nose, that you're born not with a crooked nose. Every plumber has to wake up praying that your plumbing doesn't break. Imagine they came out with a toilet that never breaks. It's a toilet, just never breaks. Are plumbers happy? Is the plumber association celebrating the unbreakable toilet? No, they want toilets that break. Otherwise, they'd be out of a job. But don't worry. If you're a plumber, pray that there's a toilet that doesn't break, because that's what's good for humanity. Now you are acting like God. Well, what about my sustenance? I got to feed my family. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Trust that you will receive sustenance in the right way. It's very deep what we're talking about. And so the energy and theme of this week, we talked about a lot of things that could be very triggering for people, but I wanted to address it. There are parts of us that we are secretly hoping stay destructive in this world because we feel like we can solve it. There are parts of us that hope that our friends are happy, but not too happy. That our friends become wealthy, not too wealthy. That our friends are in love, not too much in love. I hope they do fight the way I fight. Secretly, we're hoping that people are good, but not better than us. This is disgusting. This is the opposite vibration of the creator. And this is one of the reasons why you could be stuck in your life. The way I need to pray that big pharma comes up with a pill that removes baldness, cures baldness, I need to pray for that. You need to pray for the health, healing, and success of all the people around you, especially if it's going to hurt you, or you think it's going to hurt you, or going to make you feel like you're left behind. You should pray for all your single friends to get married before you, and you will stay single. It's fine. Don't worry about yourself. Everyone else should get married. Everyone else should have babies, and you, whatever the Creator wants. If you can do that, you're on your path. You are on the way to having everything you've ever wanted. Let's do a meditation now. Creator, help me heal my heart from all the unfair moments of pain that I have felt in my life. Help me remove the need, conscious or unconscious, for other people to suffer. Help me remove the hidden, disgusting desires that I hope others stay limited so that they don't become too much greater than I am. I desire to see everyone healthy, everyone happy, everyone in love, everyone with beautiful, healthy children, everyone abundant, everyone important, even if it means I will be left behind. Even if it means I won't be invited to the party, I pray that everyone has a great party. I am removing my unconscious, hidden, selfish agendas. I just want to be like the light. If I can be like the light, I will receive the light. I'll receive everything. How? I let go of the how as well. That's part of being like the light. I trust fully that everything that is mine will be mine and no one can take it from me.